Hello and welcome back to the channel. Yesterday was day 15 of the 2026 FIFA World Cup and we had group matches from groups E, F and D with the final group matches going on in each of those groups. A lot of implications towards the knockouts and a few teams said goodbye to the tournament, so let's get straight into it. This is the World Cup recap. First game of the day came from Group E and it was Curaçao against Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast winning that one 2-0. It was a controlling, calm and efficient performance from the Ivory Coast, taking their chances and not allowing any sort of a breakthrough for Curaçao. Nicolas Pépé was superb in the attack and his 2 goals decided the game. The win for the Ivory Coast did confirm that they would be going through to the round of 32, whereas the memorable first campaign in the World Cup for Curaçao came to an end. The second game of Group E came between Ecuador and Germany. It was probably one of the bigger shocks of the tournament as Ecuador went out that one 2-1 winners against one of the tournament favourites. Leroy Sané took the lead early for Germany. Nilson Angulo got the equaliser for Ecuador before Gonzalo Plata scored the winner late on in what was a memorable victory for Ecuador. Chelsea's Moisés Caicedo's control in the midfield was Ecuador's biggest platform from going between defence to a counter-attack. Anything that Ecuador did in the game, he was at the heart of and was a massive reason why they got the result yesterday evening. Ecuador have reached the knockout stages for being one of the best performing third place teams in the group stages. Germany still top Group E even despite the loss, so that'll be one that Germany will have to shrug off fairly quickly if they are going to want to compete in the rest of this World Cup campaign. And for Ecuador, they probably didn't really expect to go through to the group stages before the game yesterday evening, but they'll have all the confidence in the world now going forward. The third game of the day then came in Group F and was between Sweden and Japan. That one finished 1-1. It was a balanced tactical contest between the two sides. Japan's movement and kind of spatial awareness was probably matched by Sweden's tactical awareness going through the midfield and the attack. So it was a very balanced game throughout, where the 1-1 draw was probably the most favourable result. Daizen Maeda showed every fan at the World Cup exactly what he's about and what Celtic fans have known for a long time. He got the opening goal for Japan and was probably the best player on the pitch. For Sweden, Anthony Elanga's equaliser was out of this world and secured the draw in the end for Sweden. It was another game where both sides probably came out happy. The draw was enough for Japan to go straight through to the knockouts, finishing second in the group. And for Sweden, they also picked up, I think, their 4th point of the tournament. So they will be going into the knockout stages as well as part of another team who have played the best in the third place sides. The fourth game of the day then came between Tunisia and the Netherlands. Netherlands won that one 3-1. The Netherlands eventually asserted their dominance and their quality, getting past Tunisia after it was initially very tough for them, as Tunisia didn't make the game any way easy. It was a Premier League affair for the Dutch as their defence gave them the platform to, I suppose, attack really. Virgil van Dijk getting an assist for Jan-Paul van Hecke, the new Spurs centre-half previously with Brighton. And obviously then Brian Brobbey scored for the Netherlands, also getting his 3rd goal of the World Cup tournament. So he'll have a lot of confidence going into the new season with Sunderland if they manage to keep him. The win secured top spot in Group F for the Dutch, and they will look now to drive on and use the good form, I suppose, of their last 2 games in the World Cup going into the knockout stages. For Tunisia, they go home from the 2026 FIFA World Cup with 0 points from 3 games. The 5th game of the day came in Group D and was between Paraguay and Australia. That one finished 0-0. It was a game that was a real kind of defensive encounter with neither side really being able to pull away from each other. In all truth, it was a bit of a boring game, if we're going to be totally honest. Orlando Gill made some brilliant saves which really kept Paraguay in the game, and even more so in the World Cup, as that win ended up being very crucial for Paraguay. Once again, the significance of the game, I suppose, was the fact that Australia were able to qualify for the knockout stages, finishing in the top two, whereas Paraguay also go through, as well as another team who are the best performing third place teams. So another good result there for both sides, despite the 0-0 draw. And the sixth and final game of the day saw Turkey pick up a massive win against the USA. It was a very tight game really throughout, but Turkey kind of upped the tempo, and it was probably one of the most entertaining games of the day, as it was more so a setback really for the USA, but a great way for the Turks to bow out of the competition. Sebastian Berhalter was probably the best player in the game. He was playing with the US. It felt like he was everywhere and managed to pick himself up as well, a goal and an assist. I remember looking at his heat map this morning after watching the game last night, and he was literally everywhere. It's actually a sight to behold, his heat map from the game. So it was probably him who had the most impressive stand-up performance of any of the players in day 15. The winner came from Can Ayhan in the 98th minute, which sent the Turkish fans into absolute delirium. Although it was the Turks' only win of the competition, they do unfortunately go home. It was a great win for them, I suppose, a good statement win for them to bow out of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. For the USA, it was probably a bit of a shock for them because of how well they started the group. They will obviously take their impressive performance in the group stages now into the knockout stages of the last 32. They have a lot to be excited about, I think, but obviously that will probably slightly hinder their progression going forward even further than the round of 32. Now, as we go into day 16, we have 6 more games for you in the final round of group stage matches. We have Group I, where we have Norway and France, and Senegal and Iraq. Group H have Cape Verde and Saudi Arabia, and Uruguay and Spain. And Group G have Egypt and Iran, and New Zealand and Belgium. So there'll be a lot of teams there as well, especially who'll be looking to pick up them all-important, best-performing third-place sides to actually progress as well into the into the knockout stages of the World Cup. It'll obviously give them a less favourable draw, but I think at the end of the day, they will probably. It doesn't really matter how you get to the round of 32 of the 2026 FIFA World Cup, it's as long as you get there. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe and share the channel with someone who you think would enjoy these recaps every day. And until the day 16 recap, I'll talk to you later.